Back with another one. This is the Dump Hump, the fourth edition Dump Hump, the DHD 4. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. The NBA draft lottery is crazy. We'll talk about a little bit of the mixture. Yeah, I hope y'all saw the recording I did. This probably in the morning. It's pretty basic, pretty knowledgeable in the things. But shout out to APTV, he be going hard on them, uh, his content, and then the stream that he did, and the recent one. Salute to him as well. But yeah, it's a lot to talk about. We've got this so-called soft guy era. I call it the finesse era, but I understand why it's a soft guy era. And shouts out to old boy, what's his name, Art of Kicks. He says it's just comedy, and I respect it. Like I said in that video, it is comedy. It's just a parody to the sprinkle sprinkle movement, and I thought something very interesting about the sprinkle sprinkle movement because I think Share Seven was on here and they ran her off YouTube, but TikTok. I told you about them dudes in 2021, 3 years ago. I was saying this years ago, 3 years ago. But the fuck boy, the banana nigga, he said he got touched as a child, but we ain't gonna get into that. But shout out to the Ball X exposing that clown. It was laughing, but I had to delete the comment. Now I know it ain't funny, but he got what he talking all this nonsense. And so we understand what's what. So oh damn, altered content. The hell? What are they? What is YouTube be on some nonsense? What the hell? They really trying to be corporate up in this mug. They trying to be corporate up in this mug. That's crazy. It ain't even that serious. They don't care. I don't give a fuck about them. He said, "You can't do no live stream." Yeah, you can without my. Yeah, it's just content. It's different content. I ain't trying to do this for no. I ain't begging nobody to get my attention. But shouts to the people that this is like a daily segment of current events and talk about what's on YouTube, what's going on around the social networking sphere. A lot of people call it media. I don't use the word social media. That's a stupid term by these liberals and equals utilitarian folk that I can't stand, a bunch of narcissists that they are. But it's like I gotta tell you, man, it's gone crazy. The soft guy era, I call it the soft guy, the soft male era, aka the soft guy era, known as the finesse era. It's always had a finesse era. They just did a movement to counteract with this drizzle, not drizzle, but sprinkle sprinkle. But the drizzle movement is basically a finesse way of saying that's where they're claiming it. So these are people that fall out of the Lost Bros and MGTOW and all that. They're their own little thing, but it's a comedy. So these are the guys that are well prepared dudes. They well off, like my man said, Art of Kicks, and I said, okay, that's him. Okay, I respect that. If you're well off, you're part of that finesse movement. But and again, it's just like I get what they're trying to do, and then Albert and Preach co-sign it, and I like it. I like it. I think it should continue because it exposes who's who out here. I don't understand why people just know that that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. But it just goes to show you that what we out here today, like but the content is pretty much solid. So, this whole thing just acting crazy, but for the minute. But yeah, it's and I got a lot to talk about, like, content wise. I see a lot of whores or these adult stars, no, I mean amateur adult so-called actress. I would say I don't use the word SW. It's no such thing as that. I call them P stars. The amateur P stars. They're actually leaving OnlyFans. There's a lot of them is deleting OnlyFans. In case y'all don't know, OnlyFans is trying to be like YouTube. They're trying to compete with this Google giant. See, ever since this TikTok is suing the federal government, of course, and they're suing because of TikTok ban. Now, TikTok is very toxic. They do delete people without the rights. So people still get deleted. If I was on TikTok, they would have got rid of me because the stuff I was saying, they'd have blocked my shit. And I'll tell you why they would, because I tell certain instances in truth, but if I speak my mind on there and they see a man doing it, they want you up out of this. So platforms like us don't exist. That's why I'll be on YouTube or Rumble or whatever. But Rumble is kind of a slow start for me because I don't figure that out I don't play the algorithm game over there. Here I can because I've been on here longer. People share my stuff. But the tagging and all that, that's stupid. I hate that because that's how people get clicks and views. So the problem is people ain't really saying a whole bunch of numbers. My channel is like a hidden gem. If you come to this channel, it's a hidden gem. I talk about various things and various philosophies, and you'll learn a lot. But me, I was watching my old stuff from years ago, and I still sound good as I was when I started recording this live stream stuff in 2021, and it's been standard. I haven't stopped live stream. I just took a break from it because I used to do it all the time, every week and every month. And I just set myself up in this position, and this software has done me very well. Now I could have did StreamYards for years and years, but StreamYards is not worth that. So part of that, my plan is to keep that in motion. So I've been on here a lot longer. So the whole point is, it's just you got to look at it from a big picture. In that standpoint, you'd be like, all right. But Restream's been doing me very justice for a while. I love pre-recording. I love doing the things I'm doing, showing things, and just keep that bear in mind. So yeah, man, like it's a lot going on. A lot of people that's leaving OF, they're trying to there's no money in it no more. But they're trying to compete with the YouTube people. So basically what I'm saying is you got to look at the big picture, what's going to happen and what's next. And I think a lot of these females are leaving, and a lot of it says personal reason, a lot of stuff. A lot of times people are just tired. They're tired of the same old stuff going back and forth, and they're just going to keep it real with you. And that's the stuff that you got to keep in mind and intact. So again, the stuff is real out here. But one thing I could say about this stream, we talk about a lot of stuff. The draft, the lottery draft, the NBA lottery draft is amazing. I know my Pistons is number 5 every year, but even though I live in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, and they got the first overall pick in history. They're gonna get that top player. It's gonna be very interesting what Atlanta's gonna do with that pick. That's gonna be a game changer. Now the playoffs are amazing. I am enjoying this NBA playoffs, and I mean, like I said, Denver came back from 0-2. And I told you they beat Minnesota in 6 games. They beat them last year in 6 games. And then Ticket was wrong again and said them boys going to get swept. No, because Rudy Gobert's not good. So you can't blame him, Gobert. No, Minnesota's inexperienced. They've never been down like that. I saw that game last night. Yesterday, the Knicks blew out the Pacers. So the Pacers and the Nuggets, I mean, the Knicks and the Nuggets should end it. So they'll be in the Western Conference as always. So yeah, Knicks will be put out by Boston. I already know Boston's gonna beat them. Boston's gonna beat them Because see, Boston just put out Cavaliers. Now, it's gonna be Boston and New York. I got Boston. I don't care for the Knicks or the Celtics. I got Boston. Boston's coming out of these. The only reason I say that is the Knicks are through. I like Jalen Brunson in a sense. He's a dope player, but I do not see him beating the Celtics team. The only way I don't see them winning the championship, not with James Dolan's around, and they'll never win a championship. Never. I don't see them in the NBA Finals. They're missing a piece away. They need some scoring. See, Tom Thibodeau's defense, he won a championship with Doc Rivers as an assistant, him and Vogel and all those guys. If you remember the '08 squad. You ain't going to see them again. Dallas has an even series, right? With the Thunder. So Dallas should win this game. I got Dallas in this game too. That the Mavericks should beat the Thunder. Thunder's inexperienced. I would say Dallas will be 3-2 in this series. And then you got the Cavaliers losing to the Celtics tonight. So Donovan Mitchell had a calf strain, so he ain't gonna work. Now, if Cleveland wins, I'm gonna say this: if Cleveland wins, this is a good series. I don't know. This has been a great series for the NBA because they're making money. It's gonna be the Mavs and the Nuggets. I said this to myself, and I said it to Dreamers Pros stuff. It's gonna be the Mavs and the Nuggets. I don't see the Thunder winning, and I don't see the Wolves winning. Wolves got another year. They just need to get rid of Rudy Gobert and get somebody that can score and play defense. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. So you gotta know what you're doing. That's the thing about it. So you see the stuff that's gonna come in. It's just gonna keep maintaining what you have. But a lot of stuff is like you got to look at the big picture, what's going on. But everybody's gonna know that NBA is here. So yeah, the finals. I already know who's going. Denver will probably win, but here's the thing: Dallas will be tough because Dallas. They said, do they have experience? Yeah, Kyrie won a championship back when LeBron 2016 with the shot. Luka's been down the conference finals before, but lost to the Golden State Warriors. If Luka beats this Nuggets team, this will be a feat for him, and now he gets to prove who's who now. But me personally, Jokic did great last night with 40 points, and he dismantled that team. I told you, Minnesota gets demoralized a lot. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's a whole nother uh, tip of the iceberg moment. The Celtics are the number 1 seed, plays the number 2 seed Knicks. That's why I predict it's going to be the Celtics and the Knicks. In the same division, same Atlantic division, rivals. I got the Celtics beat the Knicks. The Knicks will get exposed, and the coach Mazzulla is going to expose them because Celtics got it done. If the Celtics go to the finals, now they got to play the winner of the Nuggets and the Mavericks. If the Mavericks beat the Celtics, I would love to see that. That's going to be interesting about the Celtics. I mean, the Mavs are good in the West. Me personally, if the Mavs lose to the Nuggets, that's a whole nother set. Kyrie has won a championship before. If they beat Jokic, they got the size that can match the Nuggets. I don't care if it's OKC and Denver. Dallas is a smarter team because they know how to move the ball around and they got defense. And Kyrie's a scorer. He's not the best defender. Him and Luka, and that's the same with the Nuggets. But the Nuggets got guys that can score. The reason why Denver don't have a deep bench, they have some okay bench, is because they know how to utilize and the experience exposes them. The draft picks make them more. They'll get depth again. Playoffs is not about depth. When you start winning championships, it's not about depth. Depth is usually you need 7 guys on the floor. You actually need 8. You got 5 stars. You need 9 in rotation. Actually, it's 7 to 8 in rotation. It's actually 8 players in rotation. That's how that works in every playoff. Now, when it gets to the championship round, it's usually 7 or less. That's usually the way it is. But the West is known for that. East is usually 6 or lower than 7. I'll say higher than 7 and 8, but the lowest will be the same guys and the 6 guy coming on, and then the one switch out. That'd be like 9 players. That's it. They don't play all 12 guys. They don't all play 12, 15 to 12. They don't play that. They usually play like at least 5 that's on the floor, probably 9 players that they play. at best in the playoffs. Regular season, they playing everybody. Unless they blow out a team, they put the whole bench out there. That's a whole nother story on that. So basically, the Nuggets got a shot. Just because they had the tiebreaker doesn't mean the Thunder's ready for the Nuggets. If the Thunder plays the Nuggets, it's gonna be a sweep. The Thunder is not sweeping the Nuggets. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The Nuggets will destroy OKC. And I'm saying is I like the Thunder. If they ever get that far, they're not beating the Nuggets. It's just that simple. I don't care who's shouts out to LDBC, the Lions Den basketball community talking about it. Uh they was wrong about somebody was wrong about Nuggets getting swept. I heard a lot of people say that they're not getting swept, bro. They're not getting swept, and it's proven the Nuggets are here to stay. And I told y'all this. This is a team that wants a championship. They want a championship for real, for real. And they won it because they beat LeBron James and swept. It's hard to sweep a man like that. That's what was on their minds. So what's on their minds is they understand that the game is sold up. So again, it's just the start of it. It's still early. I got to see what's going on here. I'm not going to try to participate in anger. You know how people get. Because remember, I got a lot of haters on YouTube. That's just the crux of it. That's just the crux of it. That's the crux of me participating. Yeah, I got a lot of haters on YouTube. That's the whole point. That's part of the game, and I accept it. No, nonetheless, I'm just being realistic. What's going on? But we have haters. They motivate you a little bit, but sometimes they don't. They just want to start shit and just talk shit. That's how it goes. But you can't get upset about what's going on. You just got to learn to be patient, and sometimes it has a nasty flow. But when you have them, it does take you to the top. And I think when I was watching my old streams, I said, damn, I didn't know how, like, it's a little effect. And sometimes YouTube is competing a site that did a adult content on there. And I believe a lot of people that's getting restricted, their videos are getting flagged, they're getting popped, just like here on YouTube. And only OF is trying to be, or OnlyFans is trying to be like YouTube. And that's really kind of sad because when you try to play the Google Beast, the giant, you're actually gonna get bought out and destroyed in that fact that they try to say China Black is making all that money. She's not making all that money. That hoe is broke in real life. She try to say she got money. Girl, you're not making money off that OnlyFans. You crazy. Only broke people believe that. And that's the whole point of why I say OF is dangerous, because a lot of people shouldn't join it at all. Like, it was a scam the whole time. Like, I understand people do it to get by and all this other stuff, but that stuff is not, they don't pay taxes on that stuff. They don't pay taxes on that stuff. They don't pay taxes on that stuff because the stuff that they bring is ludicrous. So again, you gotta look at the big picture. I'm not saying that you can't have it or anything, but if y'all female, if you watch this stuff, just be careful, man. It's a scam. Like, a lot of people don't get what they want on there. And I heard this guy I be watching from a distance and in the comment sections freely and not subscribe to him. I think his name was Dat Boy Will, and he had some good stuff. And he said, a lot of stuff go on OF. That's all these dudes talk about. But I'm gonna break it down to you. OF is done. It's messing with the adult industry and their money, and nobody's paying them taxes on there. It's a lifestyle that shouldn't exist, and you're funding the lifestyle and make them become rich, and that ain't gonna happen. That's just fantasy land talk. But you look at this stuff and you be like, it's crazy. But it's a lot going on. But the elections, nobody's talking about that. I try to tell you, the circus era is just up and down. No Diddy over here. I've been listening to Jaguar Wright proving everybody wrong. And she be cooking them dudes, bro. Should be cooking them dudes. Let me mute for a minute. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, I had to go crazy on something real quick. But yeah, I'm not talking about hoes all day. I'm just saying, but that's what's going on. That's the only word I've been seeing. A lot of them are losing their pages through the copyright fake system that they created. What is not just copyrighted, but anything that DMC CAA is BS. No one cares about that, but they don't want them to do a gold content on there. So it's basically I'm saying is you're trying them, but you know what's going on, like in the world that's going on. It's just crazy right now. But I understand that this is a big deal. So when you do a lot of content creation, you just understand that this stuff is wild, and then the whole purpose of it of doing this type of content is talking about I talk about various things. Like, yeah, it's changing, the internet's changing for the good. And you see a lot of this is business driven, and then the war going on. I'm not going to explain that. It is what it is. Oh, hey, what's going on, Larry? But it's just like I said, like I've seen this stuff going on, and I see a lot of these should I say prostitutes, P stars, amateur P stars. The amateur P stars are lame. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't use the word SW. That's that propaganda, that utilitarian slash liberal nonsense that you hear, and no one subscribe to that. Now they're going to back saying that actual word, what they are, and that's what they are. They hoes or whores, harlots. Like that's what you got in the world now. Shouts out to Zeki. He talked about the new moon was on, was it yesterday, and he had like a list. He said next new moon will be on the day it falls on. He said it's not like what they say the Gregorian calendar this Friday, and then he's right because back then he said something about the sundial and all that, and I like his stuff. Hezekiah's timeless. He don't just rush to make videos. He just drop them timelessly. And I told him I'm doing it the same thing, but I'm trying to keep the people aware to understand that a lot of stuff is changing on the net, and it's not censorship. You already have censorship. It's already here. It's just you can say what you want. You just can't go extremely crazy. I'll give you an example. You can't go belligerently like you do for money. I'll tell you a secret. If you're gonna do nigga shit, do not do YouTube. I'll tell you right now, shouts out to certain individuals. I don't care for 10 toes down. He broke this down and he told us to zip, and others like that stuff gets played out. Can you do something else besides that? They already seen it on other platforms. I mean, you got X for that, which is formerly known as Twitter, Instagram. You got the broadcast channel for that. That's what you want to. If you want to cut up, that's where you want to go. And other platforms besides them two is others out there. You just can't do it in a mainstream platform like this because television done bought. Well, actually, Google bought the television industry along with YouTube, and then they control it. That's why it's a lot of problems on this site. And the CP propaganda is killing them, just like what happened to Tumblr. Tumblr ain't last long. Tumblr's done got weak to the point that people don't use Tumblr no more. Because Tumblr at one time did not have the adult content stuff. It had the news stuff. I give you an example. Telegram tries to be the new Tumblr. And Telegram's got all these channels, all these pages. I understand, but shouts to the people that's on Telegram, man. Like that's a gold mine. I'm glad I got that premium. Makes sense. It's a lot. So I get my news sources on certain channels that promote that I like, and then they be on Rumble and they got their website. And Telegram is nice. That's like an easy go to. You can look at it and just see the sources. Then you go online, look at another news source. I read different newspapers online. That's what I do. And then I used to get the newspaper too, because I used to take it to work with me and all this stuff. It used to be cool back then, but it's a little different now because they add certain words, and there you are. Always changing the guard. But do you know that Google and YouTube is still mainstream media when it's stuff? And the kids should be like watching cartoons and building stuff, and that's it. But they don't build stuff because technology is building it for them, and that's why you see a lot of people messed up now. So I look at this like the internet's changing. It's a big deal. You don't see people live stream like they used to on YouTube because that 3 years ago, everybody was stuck in the pandemic. They was outside talking their reckless stuff, and we was doing it too. We all did. I did it. I was guilty of it, but I had fun with it. Mine was fun. Like every stream and all those podcasts you saw, that was fun. What I was doing. What I was doing was a little different than most people. What I was trying to do was to change the conversation to off the females, aka what y'all call women, which they're not women. They act like little girls. A real woman wouldn't be online on YouTube like that. You know what she'll be doing? She'll buy stuff from eBay, Walmart, or if they have kids or whatever, or if they're married or whatever, they ain't got time on the internet. A real one that's classy like that, they somewhere chilling, living they what they will say their best life, but majority of them are not. They look like women, but are they acting like women? Hell no, those are girls. These are hoes. You dudes just like whores, bro. And just come out and say that. That's why I don't support this 2.0 whole sphere, because that's all y'all talk about. Y'all think that's the word, but it's not. The reason why those space died to me in 2020, because the essence of a lot of people left it, and now it collapsed, fully collapsed in 2022. And now you look at them now, they're on TikTok along with the MGTOW folks and the MRA folks. That's why they're messed up right now, because a lot of people don't realize that YouTube doesn't care what type of content you make, as long as you don't. If you play the monetization game, the money game, you're done. Like they want you to be on TV. You gotta act like you're on TV. Now, if you get bigger, like I said, you'll never give it. No, the only way you get bigger, you got to do something strenuous, and they'll fuck with you. And even if you're that on that level, you still got to walk that line. So it's a double-edged sword. That's why I don't participate in that monetization, because it's a game. They don't care nothing about you, and they don't pay you enough. That's peanut. That's peanuts. They're paying peanuts for you. It is what it is. So let me see what he said. He said, "What's 10 toes down's page? How you spell? Can you put that in the chat?" Just it's just like 10 toes down. It's 10 toes, like you say it, but it's a number 10. You got to put that in put it in the search. It's just say on YouTube. You can tab this live stream and tab it and go to YouTube and put in 10 toes down, but it's the number 10 like in between his names or something like that. It'll show up and you'll see his channel. He's got a beard. He's from Harlem. He be moving around a lot, but he talked about a lot of dudes be talking big shit on the internet. I don't do that. Yeah, I'm having when I talk shit, I'm really ranting and raving. I'm not really. I'm speaking my mind. How I just don't like niggas on the internet. Like, period. I'm not a nigga lover on the internet. I'm just not. I'm anti nigga on here. I'm just for pro blackness. If black people have intellectual conversations or semi-intellectual conversations or real conversations, that's what I'm about. If we have interests and beliefs, that's cool. That's what my live streams were about on different podcasts. We talked about various things and topics. That was my whole purpose of those 3 years ago. That's why if you saw those old, that's what it was. Yeah, we had a little small fallouts, like clannish, groupish. It was crazy with it, but that was the pandemic. It's talk. A lot of stuff you just got to look at. It's just a whole nother thing out here. So you got to understand this is a big deal out here. So again, 10 toes down, like he said, like he told us to zip and everybody, the guys in the filthy section, they call it the dirty section. I call it the filthy section. That's what Nori called it. And the filthy section is filthy because they do filthy things. Not in the houses are filthy. I'm saying filthy in general, because when the filthy section comes in, they do damage. The so-called white man is not gonna have it on his YouTube. They say, yeah, that's Esau and on them. They don't care. Only thing they care if you're making money from that. Oh yeah, they gonna cut you off. They say, oh, they put fear in your heart. No, they don't. They just cut you off because They don't want to see that because they already got dudes like that. But Zip's gonna be Zip anyway. But this nigga right here, 10 toes, prey on people's downfall. That's why a lot of people don't follows it. Follow 10 toes. They said they follow him on some bullshit, but he has some gems every now and then. But I'm just saying, like Zip is a thoroughbred, and maybe I'm missing something, but I'm just saying. But that's all he talks about. But that goes to show you that I look at these things from integral perspectives of what people are doing, and if it's the same shit I heard 12 years ago, you already know it's over. But I understand why people do the things they do on content. Now, Zip is one of them guys he just do it with. See, Zip understands some various things. He's not trying to participate in nothing. He's a hot channel based off the his prison sentence and things like that. He's not one of them that can just easily just be swayed. But you got to realize that's the stuff that you see on the surface. But Jaguar said you're not living in the real world. And she said that. She's right. They live in the real world. People do this in front of you. You'll see it on camera a lot. A lot of things ain't meant to be on camera. But you'll find out they do that stuff. But she's been telling the truth for years and years, and a lot of people just get caught up on the wrong stuff. But again, you got people just saying a whole bunch of nothing. But shouts out to people that supported the last the streams and this from 2 weeks ago, because a couple weeks ago was a special day that I had to celebrate. I call it the special day. I don't call it the B word. You know how it is. And normally I don't really care for it because in reality, I had to celebrate Mother's Day. I didn't celebrate Mother's Day. I always support family, but I understand that I don't really take that seriously. But everybody should celebrate their parents if they did good for you or not in the leadership. I have my own leadership too. Mine was growth though, but through it all, it's just you see this stuff all the time. But I don't understand why people got to understand that a lot of people just going crazy now. Battle rap, I support the battle rap community, and yeah, Averb lost to old boy Swamp. A lot of people try to say he didn't, but he did. His rounds was short, and he's being salted right now. But the guy in spaces, to me, Cola was right. He was talking shit. It was Cola, Surf, and all them guys. But you see this stuff all the time, and you're like, are they serious about this stuff? And I know a lot of people just gonna look at it and be like, oh, okay. But battle rap is fine. It ain't dead. It's just people just stop participating. But there's this troll on X. I think his name is Harry. Now Harry, he probably did some intercourse in his day, messing with uh can I say BBWs? Yeah, I can say yeah, BBW type women or SBWs and all that. He's right about most of them on X. He broke it down. A lot of them deal with simps. A lot of their simp so-called boyfriends are simps, and they always gonna be. And there's no pimps on that. These guys are simps. They're paying for the box. Like these dudes always want to say, they all do. The ones that talk about, they're paying for it. I don't talk about OF like that. I'm not paying for that shit. I'm the only person to tell you I'm not paying for that. The reason I'm not paying for it because that stuff gets leaked all the time. They said they get DMCA. We know that's cap. That's not true. Don't get me started. There's sites like EroMe and others, and Spank Bang exposes who you all are. It's a lot of other sites besides them too, so they can't do nothing about it. Most of them don't really care. Let me tell you something. Most of them don't care. They end up quitting and retire anyway. They just was on the internet forever, that's on them. And I don't think most of these females care. They're nonchalant. They want to be seen as a legend they stand next under, and there they are. There they are. But their culture is dead. So Harry exposed a lot. He said, but he's an avid, and he probably participated in the studios like he mentioned. He said he's a connoisseur. He said he's a connoisseur. He said 40, 50 years old. He said they're trying to do, adult film and all that. He said that's kind of whack. And in some sense, he's right. Because a lot of them ain't worth a damn. Because a lot of them used to be good back in the day when they start out. A lot of people don't know a lot of these adult stars or content. I wouldn't say adult star and adult film stars or P stars. They were actually models at one time. They played the modeling game. That didn't work out. And they have a failed P career. And and I'll tell you why they have a failed P career is because they want to be on these podcasts. And I noticed this on the internet and I noticed on YouTube and other places, Instagram, you name it. And the ones that's model, I give you an example. The ones the models that don't show a OF that used to have it, and they deleted, a lot of the old stuff would be on certain sites. I'm just keeping y'all a heads up. If you follow the one that be modeling too much and all that stuff, they used to have OF during the pandemic. They just use that as convenience. And then you got this one chick, she lies and try to say she never cheated. That means she been cheating on the dude. That's why those dudes left her the way she is, and that's why she's unhinged. She lost some weight, but this girl is just crazy. I ain't gonna put her on blast like that, because she looked decent in the face, but baby, you're not all that. You're replaceable. It's a lot of females that act like that, especially online too. And then, and you got this girl, Sexy Red, in this community, the manosphere, and no shots at her. I'm just saying, like, she's a prime example in 2021. But she started off decent, but shouts out to her for getting that 1,000 more than me. But I ain't jealous. I'm just saying her content is what it is. But people see right through that. You know what I'm saying? They know what it is. But you got, and then she said something. She showed a stream with the Prophet and Fit Nelly and him, same old nonsense. Or should I say, I won't give him a new nickname besides that. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him the. I'm gonna call him Bartonelli. That's his new nickname for now. He used to be. He had that Bart Simpson haircut. That's Bartonelli. Bartonelli, aka Not So Fantastic, a clown, a charlatan. This dude is pathetic, man. And then he tried to argue with, who you call Prophet? Cuda. Been dissing Cuda for like a minute, flexing on him. But you see this stuff all the time. You just like, all right, like, sir, what's going on with this business? It is what it is. He said, let's talk about Zip. He said, the Zip that get into it with Hassan. Yeah, yeah, he gets it with Hassan. He already did. He had a lot of. I think he private those. He don't put it on his channel no more because he got demonetized. And then Tim was talking about it. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like I watch Zip streams because he's hilarious, man. He be talking about these niggas, man, like from New York and his prison stories and mix it up. Know who's outside and who's not. But that Bimmy stuff is real, man. Yeah, Bimmy did it. That triggered 10 and them guys because he's pro Bimmy. But 10 better be careful. Somebody would not like his ass, knock him off just like Zip. See, these guys been to penitentiary. These guys shouldn't be on YouTube. They should just be out there public speaking to the kids. Don't go to prison, have a podcast. That's what they should do. They have them voices, but what's hurting them is ego. Because that prison, if you did like a 20-year bid or 20+ year bid or 20-year bid like what this dude did, like Zip, you're done. You're food. You'll never be successful. You gotta rely on others to help you out. And that's just what it is. I gotta see what's going on over here. But again, this is the stuff that I talk about on my live streams and stuff. I used to have deep conversations on the other platform, StreamYards and let people up and all that stuff. I used to do that. I don't do that now because people got tensions and they'll try to cuss me out and show some dumb stuff and then have my shit knocked off. I ain't got time for that. That's why I chose Restream because I don't drop the links like I used to because I don't feel like talking to a lot of people on here because people got their own priorities. I'm not gonna waste no link like that. And I stopped doing it because it's not worth it at this point because people are tired of live streams. If I participate, it's gonna be on the StreamYard link. But this one right here, I give the links out. It's not a bad software. And they try to say it's my internet and stuff. No, my internet is good, bro. That's y'all's end. I pay a certain price. It ain't up to date. I ain't trying to give the extra cash away. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be reasonable. If I had the extra money, yeah, I upgrade it to a certain way. But try not to get groggy over here. So you know how that goes. Let me see something real quick. Okay, we got 41 minutes. Yeah, it's an hour. I'll talk to y'all probably a couple more minutes, and we're gonna get into the realities of why people are leaving OF and try to do the podcast thing. And a lot of people know OF is there. There's no money in it future wise because they know they're trying to compete with YouTube. They got to scrub all content. Well, they will not exist. What's gonna help them? They're gonna self destruct. TikTok might replace them. If y'all want to keep it fun, it's TikTok and others. And X is kind of, I would say X is not dry. The trolling aspect is not dry, but X itself is just going to be X. It's hard to get rid of that. Threads is garbage. Ain't nobody joining Threads because if you delete Threads, you lose your Instagram account. That's how that works, and I'm not doing that. But you got to keep Threads and Instagram together. That's how that works. That's why I say don't get it. It's not worth it. Nobody's getting Threads. I don't get Threads. I just leave it alone. X will always be better for what they used to call tweets in the day. You gotta understand, X was one of them things you just gotta stay afloat with it, and then you just gotta understand that a lot of stuff on X it just means a lot. I used to talk myself until an hour and then let people up. I used to do that 3 years ago. I stopped doing it because people have friction over you and things like that, and try to semi troll you. I troll people from the chat too and other places. But then you have to look at the big factors of what's going on. So, get some water. I'm gonna get hydrated for a minute. Yeah, yeah, he's okay. I'm not like a big fan of him, but he has some good stuff. I've watched him time to time. I've watched people that I'm not subscribed to. I mean, he's one of them. I mean, he's entertaining too. But what I learned from him is he said all these niggas you meet, he said they're not tough, and I believe that. Now that one thing we can agree on, a lot of these dudes are not tough when you approach them. But when they go overseas, that's when they relax. That's when you expose them. They're not really like that. And it's a lot of dudes that be doing OF, these simps, they're not really like that. That's why they don't be in the industry. The industry wants to control them, but they don't get that much money. The adult industry destroys amateurs for breakfast. And I turn it into this subject, 10 is all right and everything. But I look at it like, why are they trying to be like YouTube now? It's just too late. They want that bread. But see what's happening, TikTok is exposing itself. You gotta understand TikTok is exposing itself, and that's why you don't see a lot of people just be promoting it like it does. You know what I'm saying? But and that's why you don't see a whole lot of people live streaming like that. So it's really dry. The internet is kind of dry in general. I'm not saying these platforms are dry, but I'm saying the internet's dry in general. It's not much going on the net because people say, "Oh, they got jobs." No, ain't no jobs. People leaving and they got personal issues and nodding off. So it's really bad out here. Other platforms are thriving. I don't know what y'all be doing. So Yeah. And you just gotta look at it for what it is. So mhm. I'll read this nonsense on here. This female wrote on X. She said, "My tolerance is so low now. You start acting weird." He said, "You start acting weird. You got to go." Okay, you got to go. If you start acting, weird, you got to go. I ain't asking no questions. I ain't talking about nothing. I don't care if I knew you 10 years or 10 minutes. You're out of here. That's where I'm at. I'm tired of being tired. See, these hoes weird. They participate this nonsense and act like it's cool, but y'all perpetuate this shit. That's why people don't fuck with y'all. Girl, you ugly. Only ugly hoes talk like that. I don't care about her ass. I know what I said, but I'm not gonna mess with it. This is on X now. This is a hoe that be talking. And that's why a lot of people don't get picked up. They say the dumbest stuff to get on. That's how I look at it. But I'm just looking at it right now, but it's old stuff. But Telegram, like when I found RT on the Telegram, the Sputnik, that's the news I listen to and all that. But it's a mess. You got models on here too, and they promote they other stuff, but a lot of them don't. I'm just like, I'm in those platforms I use them for my entertainment, my amusement. But some people use them for business and all this stuff. I'm just talking about social networking, which y'all call SM, social media. Ain't nothing media about it. Only media you could say is YouTube and Rumble. But that term was made by liberals and utilitarian people. So what they try to do is trick you with words, and they got y'all. Y'all fall for it saying it. They say, "Oh, this is total media," and trying to be happy and all this stupid shit. But that's why stuff is the way it is now. But Absalon's right. You can't change a so-called woman or a female, you say. And then you have to look at what we're saying right now. Because I remember, like, years ago, when I started live streaming, man, it was unreal. And then when I upgraded my stuff and my gear, I was like, man, this is how I'm gonna talk in the future. Keep talking, keep moving, and it's just like it is what it is, man. It is, and you got to maintain that. So yeah, you just got to keep it. All right. Let me step away real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on mute. Yeah, I just understand that a lot of people just going to get caught up on the same stuff over and over again. But when you're on a site like YouTube and all these other sites, they're competing with sites like the new ones like TikToks, the OnlyFans that try to be like YouTube. They got a lot of adult content features on there. That's what makes them popular. That's gonna go down a little bit because they're cracking down on the financial aspect. Because there's recent audits, and you saw what's happened to Diddy and stuff like that. They're cracking down, man, because this society is collapsing as we speak because of this war. So the main reason they're looking at this stuff, they're looking at the money. Are people paying taxes here? No, most people do not pay taxes. They say they do, but they don't. If they're really wealthy like that, they're not paying taxes. They're not answering back to the government. So the IRS exists for a reason. I'm not dissing nobody, but I'm just saying that's the reality of what we see here right now. So on YouTube, they pick and choose who they're going to monetize and keep the money longer for. Yeah, they get their money, but the trick is they'll be on their best behavior. Is Zip gonna get his money? He probably so, because he gonna try to change up what they do. They do this all the time. You got niggas like that in the so-called manosphere. 2 Point, not so great whores that they are, because they love OF, and they're a bunch of punk ass simps. The 95% of all of them, really, because they support the same garbage. Like, I heard they shit 2 to 3 years ago. That shit's lame, bro. Nobody wants to hear that shit. See, I was around before all that. They forgot about the pandemic. That shows how stupid niggas are. They're not intelligent enough to remember that. So that's the whole purpose of me talking about other things that's going on in the news. And the NBA playoffs is exciting more than ever, because you don't have LeBron dominate and dictate the narratives. He's tripping because of the offseason. His son ain't that good. His middle son is the best one out of the two. So LeBron wants to compete, but he ain't gonna last long. You know how that goes. And how that goes is up to people know what they're talking about in asset wise. But so crime is kind of down. It's kind of boring. You just gotta look at what's what, man. And I'm just looking at it like, yeah. But I was looking at what the greatness has come through. But yeah, because I tried some stuff. I gotta say, I've found a game that I play. I got Xbox. I got my PlayStation, my old PS4, my Xbox for 5 years. I'm on upgrade around Christmas, get a new one. I found this game called Homefront Revolution. I like that game. That game is very intuitive. I recently played all the Far Cry games from Ubisoft. I played the fourth one last year around Thanksgiving, early, I would say, of this year. I enjoyed it, beat the game. Then when I played the fifth game of it, talk about that Joseph C guy. That guy's a beast. Reminds you of Fallout 4 a little bit. That fifth game is beast, but that new Dawn is my personal favorite. Now, the only thing that lacked was the gun for hire. They downsized it to one people. You swap them in and out, but it's fair because because the second the new Dawn is, You be indestructible in that game. In the fifth game, not so much because they got a new game plus. You can have two people with you instead of one. So that's the whole purpose of number five. Number five is better. That's why a lot of people like it so much. But New Dawn, on the other hand, is better. They got better quality weapons. You can kill shit. You can revive yourself on the fly, and you can create your own health. That's the only thing good about that. That's probably what saved it, and that's why you don't really need that overkill of gun for hires and stuff like that. That's crazy, but that goes to show you what time it is. You know how that goes. But then again, you stick to one. Or if I find something different in the game. But I do know that Homefront is a good game too. It's a revolutionary game. Reminds me a lot about Watch Dogs a little bit, but a mix of Far Cry. Very interesting game too. Talks about North Korea is going to take over and all that. That's a possibility because that's the only invasion that's pretty much accurate. Because some of these games are telling where it's going. See, China and Russia is a distraction. I'll tell you a secret about those two countries. China and Russia are a distraction because that's the utilitarian propaganda by the liberals to push out there that want you to think that they're real, but they're not. A lot of people get caught up on the wrong stuff because they know damn well that those countries don't have the money budget to fight American military. It's going to fall within itself. And what you're seeing right now overseas in the Holy Land, they fighting for that territory despite to maintain it, but they're going to lose it in the future. We already know that. I ain't going to get into it. I ain't going to get into Esau's mess. So we already know this prophecy. We're going to let them have that. I can speak on that like on other platforms, but not on this platform. They too sensitive. They ain't ready for that. I'm not wasting my content on that. So yeah, I'm not gonna speak on it like it's gonna be a thing. And they trust I'm wrong. No, I'm not. I'm right. Y'all motherfuckers wrong about it because y'all don't speak on it. I'm the only person that understands what's going on with these platforms. And I could tell you about platforms that's falling apart and building up references and things like that. But you have to understand a lot of platforms get destroyed because if you don't have no real content. See, they don't want you to use the word pornography. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna say pornography or P stars or porn, whatever. These people, if you notice, it's declining. So when that declines, everything declines. So yeah, it's out there, for the free. A lot of people get it for the free 99. They say it's over. Because OnlyFans was supposed to secure them, right? But it didn't. That was a distraction. That was during the pandemic, and in the pandemic, that's all they did. They have their bodies. That's why dudes ain't going. They ain't going. And that's the problem with most of y'all. Y'all think that's going to be standard, but it's not. She try to be funny, and she be sucking on the side. This girl is desperate. Ain't nobody staying with you like that. That's what they all say. Main ones be sucking on. Talk the most S, but ain't getting none on the side. Stop it. Tell you, these hoes is funny. They be talking about man size, and then in reality, they can't even make the cut. I don't want to hear it, but it's kind of funny though. It's kind of funny that they talk reckless on here. But see, X is X rated. But that goes to show you about X is where it is, and people stop messing with it. They have other platforms better than X. But that goes to show you that X has always been a disaster. But yeah, a lot of people say it's cancel culture. No, cancel culture is when you say the wrong stuff. You talk about females all the time. 95% of your content is females. I told y'all to stop talking about it on YouTube because there's a little protection for them, but they don't get protected as much. But if you talk about it, make money and put context what you're saying, yeah, they don't flag you as much. That's the secret. You got to do how they do it subliminally and just crush them. See, I use subliminal messaging myself in streams, and you get the point what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about web. I'm just talking about any platform in general that's trying to be like YouTube, like Google YouTube, because it's mainstream TV. They try to make it like television. Television tries to come on the internet, but it backfires because nobody's not going to support the ads. The ads are nothing but sick ads, and it's nothing positive about it. It's just a bad marketing move. If YouTube wants to be smart, they can change a lot of stuff they want to, but which they don't do. But you know what's is about to happen when people come in and just do damage. But anyways, but shouts out to Larry. What's his name? Larry. Shouts out to Larry right here. What's his name? Larry Nero. Yeah, shouts out to Larry Nero, man. I already know Nero means black, but yeah, shouts out to him and shouts out to people that walking in the clouds on the playback. Appreciate y'all. But this is the dump hump. I talk about current events. I talk about a lot of things. Yes, I will schedule one 2 weeks from now, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, because I do this every other Wednesday, standard, because I talk about things and keep up to date what's going on now. Me personally, Kendrick won that battle. I forgot to talk about that because Kendrick did his thing. I do not care about Drake. I don't care about his music. His music's trash. It's always been trash. I don't give a damn. I don't care who's a Drake fan. They can go fuck themselves because Drake's done. And you let J. Cole, they said J. Cole ran away. He did ran away. He sucks too. Him and Drake is garbage. I don't like neither one of them. I mean, J. Cole got some decent music every now and then, but he sucks to me as an artist. Like you can't be doing that type of content and run away and try and run away from a challenging battle rap. You got to apply pressure, man. See, y'all new rappers, these modern rappers around my age, y'all suck, man. The old heads would never ran away. Y'all ran away like girls, man. That's why people clown y'all all the time. So with that, man, I'll see y'all in 2 weeks from now on the fifth edition of the DHD or Daily Hump Dump, dumping rounds of knowledge and everything else. Get over the hump because it's the start of the new week. And yeah, man, this playoffs is getting interesting. Until next time, I'm signing off. Shalom to the people of Israel and the Gentiles. Until next time, I'm signing off.